Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 279.
279.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
It's officially Halloween here at Walt Disney World. It's hard to believe.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween. We've already had the first Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. And we have the Epcot Food and Wine Festival coming in just 10 days. So go visit MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel and check out what the good deals are for your vacation.
That's right. And don't forget, it's not that long before Christmas time.
Christmas
hits.
But we have Halloween still coming to Disneyland soon. We have it for the Halloween on the High Seas on the Disney Cruise Line and Halloween at Disneyland Paris, which is what we're going to be seeing next.
Well, after another Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party this Friday.
Right. And after that, we'll do our show on the tips for Mickey's Not So Scary. We didn't want to do it yet because it wasn't, we have only seen really like half the party now.
That's right. We need to do full research. Every aspect will be covered
but
for next week's big show.
And we are at the Magic Kingdom. We're going to be talking about Halloween a little bit, but not the party so much. Here we are looking at pumpkins. A lot of the pumpkins tell a story. Like here, the barbershop. A lot of times they've had a barbershop quartet. Right now,
and maybe there will still be a quartet. Maybe one of the pumpkins wasn't quite ready yet. Who knows? But like you said, there's a lot of great storytelling all around Main Street USA, and we're going to show some of our favorite pumpkins right now.
And some of the pumpkins, I don't even know what they are. I like the snowman one, and I don't know if that's really a story, but it's still a fun pumpkin. Some of the pumpkins above the different storefronts, like they might refer to the windows or to what used to be here, like. Here, the Art of Disney, it's not for the Art of Disney, it's for where it was the Main Street Cinema.
Right,
so
it used to be a movie theater for those later fans of Walt Disney World. You'd be able to go in there and watch Steamboat Willie and all these black and white Mickey cartoons, just as Disneyland has now on Main Street USA out there.
And I always make sure to go inside and see a couple of the cartoons.
Right, we always do that. And I think this is the white clown pumpkin you were talking, and there's the Skellington. I always call it a Skellington key for Jack Skellington. I don't know if that's really true.
I made that up, but it does look like Jack Skellington. And then you have also a spider. I think these are just supposed to be like spooky looking pumpkins. And this used to be Hall of Champions. I know you told me that there was a sign out there that said Hall of Champions.
Right.
But it actually used to be a Hall of Champions store, and it was more sports related. And that's what the pumpkins still are for some reason. But that's why those are HOC and sports, but this is a Plaza ice cream.
And I like this one because just about every pumpkin is ice cream or dessert themed. So it's just really nice to see the storytelling with the pumpkins.
Well, I think that one is actually the best of all of them as far as having all the pumpkins be theme to it. And then Casey's Corner also has a lot of those.
Right. I think there's going to be, there's a baseball, and I think there's a hot dog and Cracker Jack and French fries and all that stuff. So once again, it's just interesting to take a close look at some of these guys. And
you know, like the Roy E. Disney one has, a sailboat and then what looks like a Disney Cruise Line pumpkin, because those are, he was into sailing. So
right, absolutely.
Those are really fun.
Here's a look at inside the Emporium. The characters have finally arrived in their Christmas attire.
And what
Christmas attire?
Merry Christmas.
What am I thinking? Halloween attire.
So we're looking at the different displays. There's usually one big display, but it's Mickey and Minnie together, and then we have Goofy, and then we'll see Donald and Pluto. So I just like that Disney seems to be upping its display game. Like, to me, Disneyland Paris has always been like great, but I think Walt Disney World's been doing really a great job with it.
Absolutely. I think this Donald even has a new look to him. His outfit looks a little different than in previous years.
I don't remember, but I just think they all look good. And then there's also this other display in the Emporium, just with jack-o'-lanterns and such.
So while we were at the Magic Kingdom, we decided to head out over to Fantasyland, and lo and behold, we found the Tron Construction site has a new sign announcing it.
Right. The Tron sign had gone up probably a couple days earlier, and we wanted to take a look at this sign. And it's not too exciting yet. You don't see any construction. I mean, there's some work being done beyond the trees, behind the sign, but you can't really see it too well.
But there will be a lot of stuff going on in the next year. I know that the train here that's going by is going to be closing down for a while starting this December.
Right. The Walt Disney World Railroad will close temporarily. I have no idea what that means, if it's a year, if it's a little longer. I think it's going to be a while. With the trains, you could go to Main Street and you can go see the trains after that. You know, just like Disneyland did, where they're like on display.
Right, it's sort of just parked there at the Main Street station. And we did it at Disneyland when they had their train shut down for a year and a half. It was really nice to be able to, you know, get your pictures in the engine and walk around and go to an area you're normally not able to be at.
Well, hopefully it'll be in depth like that. Also, in early 2019, the Magic Kingdom's Tomorrowland Speedway will have a track adjustment, which is not the first time it's had a track adjustment.
It's happened many times.
Yes, and so that will be down probably till summer. So a number of changes coming as we're waiting for Tron to arrive.
And there you can see the concept art. It looks like the train will go right under the ride building, so that'll be very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if I will love it, but we'll see, you know, in a few years, or maybe we'll be in Shanghai before then.
So here are some more looks at the decorations, the Halloween decorations. This was actually recorded very late after midnight at the end of the first party.
After 1.
Yeah,
it's like 1:30 in the morning.
True. It was very late. People stay
really
very late
late
now.
Yes.
But, you know, I think the decorations look especially nice at night. But you can see them all during the day as well.
And the lighting here and the smoke, that is only for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, but we're looking at the pumpkins, or the scarecrows right now. We just saw the confectionery one. This is the band, the Main Street Philharmonic. So each of the scarecrows really tells a story as well, not just the pumpkins. So we have a couple of band members here, and we're going to be seeing, this is the mayor of Main Street, and we lost mayor of Main Street this past year, but here is, he also has like a little, a watch.
Oh yeah, and if you look,
if
you look up close, there's a lot of great detail up close. And I think this is the Emporium, and if you look up close, you'll see a little doll in the hand, and it has a pumpkin head with the Mickey ears.
And the costume is the Main Street Emporium. So each of the scarecrows, it's really fun to kind of see, you know, where they're from. And I think this is from Casey's, right? So definitely, you know, really pay attention to the scarecrows and to the pumpkins. It's really fun every year, even though they don't change a lot, that they do tell that story. And here we have Daisy Duck, and she is in her outfit for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
Right, and this window display, of course, is up all the time for the holiday during the day and at night. So even though it's not necessarily a party day, she is still in her party attire.
And she's there all year round. It's just that she's not dressed all year round. And here we have the Huey, Dewey, and Louie. I know there was a pumpkin I took a picture of. I don't know if we'll see it. That looked like it was, you know.
Well, we can't explain that.
No, I won't explain it. But anyway, that's Huey, Dewey, and Louie. And here we are looking down at Cinderella Castle.
So because you brought it up, I had to quickly add this wonderful display. What a great way to sell Goofy's cotton candy, if you ask me.
I thought that was funny. So I got a lot of likes on Twitter. So yeah, that was one of those things where you're like, I'm not sure that's the way I would sell that.
Yes, yes, but now I may actually have to go buy some to see how it is.
No, it's okay. But here we are looking. I don't remember this lighting like at the fountain, the blue lighting. So that looked really nice. And here are, these have been here, they used to be out front, but they've been here probably like 3 or 4 years now, these pumpkins right in, really flanking the entrance of the Magic Kingdom.
Right, and the See You Real Soon pumpkins have been there a long time, and you can see this was about 1:45.
It was really late, or really early.
We could not have gotten these shots had we not waited. I mean, there were Photopass people between these two pumpkins until about 1:45. I mean, you could see right now, actually, it's 1:40, so they just left at 1:40. 40.
And inside the park, I used to take that picture between the pumpkins, and the Photopass has been there till like 1:30.
Speaking of parties, we're going to head over to Epcot now, and thanks to some friends of ours, we were invited to the DVC Moonlight Magic event at Epcot. We had never done that at Epcot before.
And we had gone to a Magic Kingdom one earlier this year with Axel, and actually we did Typhoon Lagoon with some friends as well. I believe that was last year. But this is a list. It's a little different this year in that, like, the complimentary food and beverage is different in that it's not a free-for-all with hot dogs and other items. It was, I mean, you get Mickey bars.
Yes, Mickey bar was a free fall.
and then you got food over at, well, we went to Sunshine Seasons. You get a voucher.
Right, and there is the voucher right there. You could have picked any of the options. We did, again, Sunshine Seasons. And why don't you tell us about our food choice?
Well, we went to the Asian counter. We both decided to do that. I don't eat here that often. Like, we usually go to, like, France or to China. I was surprised that it was more expensive than I thought. And as people who do buy food in the parks and such, like mine just with a drink and with the beef would have been like $18. It's like, oh, I could have gone to the Boathouse for that. And
right.
Filet sliders.
And mine was about $16. I mean, we didn't pay anything. They just give you a receipt of what it would have cost had you paid without the voucher. That's how we knew the prices. But yeah, I was kind of shell-shocked on how expensive it was to eat at that place.
Well, it made Paris seem really cheap. It was of interest to me. Like, some places we go, we usually split a meal for like $11.
And here we are in line to meet Kim Possible and Ron Stoppable. And what a nice little bonus. We got to see the first illuminations, or the only illuminations of the night from the line. But here they are. It is Kim Possible and Ron Stoppable. We were very fortunate. We were very close to the front of the line. Our friends had started waiting very early for this.
And I just want to say, like, these have been very popular characters here. I have never seen the show, so I don't have...
You played the game.
I did. I've played the game many times in the past, so I have some knowledge of her, but not too much, really.
Yeah, and they remembered us playing the game. I brought that up when we were talking. I told Ron about... Oh, look at... By the way, a nice autograph. There's Kim and Ron's autographs. I thought that was very impressive. But I mentioned that we helped save the world many times, and he remembered our help and thanked us for saving the world.
I'm sure they were very impressed by that.
Very impressed. And you know, there's going to be a Kim Possible live action remake coming. I don't know if it's a remake.
It's a reboot is what they called it, and but it's a live action movie. I probably should see a little of the show, before seeing the movie.
Probably a good idea. Anyway, these guys were very, very popular all night. Every time we walked by, we saw the line. It looked like it was at least an hour to an hour and a half long, if that. And plus, they took breaks, too. They would take a 15-minute break. So that was one that definitely needed some planning, very early planning, I think, to see them.
But you know who else had an hour-long wait? Sebastian.
Yes.
Sebastian the Crab had an hour wait.
Sebastian the Crab, very popular. And we're going to see him very soon, too.
So a lot of the lines actually were long, and we were told by DVC members that the lines were a lot longer than they were used to. Although when we went to the Magic Kingdom earlier this year, I thought that the lines were long. Like for Esmeralda.
Oh, and the Robin Hood characters, we waited a long, long time. I think we did Divide and Conquer that night.
I got in line because I wanted to meet them more than anybody. But here is Sebastian, and I didn't think the line was going to be an hour, but the line was an hour.
It was, but we had a lot of friends to wait with us, and it seemed to go by very fast. Plus, I thought it was really cool to see Sebastian again. I mean, last time I saw him, I was in a bathing suit, so it was nice to see him here at Epcot, right in front of the seas. It was perfect location, and it was funny because while we were watching this, while I was recording this, a steel drum band came out of the darkness playing Under the Sea, and he was kind of dancing to it. Like, as soon as he heard it, like right there, he hears it, and he turns, and he really got into it. So that's what I like. I like to see characters having fun, and that's what happened.
And I think it was interesting when we did the Typhoon Lagoon DVC event. I think it was just like a 5-minute wait. He was almost a walk-up, so very different. Here is Baymax and Hiro. We don't usually see them together anymore. They ended about maybe 3 or 4 years ago. They used to meet all the time at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
That was the saddest last day ever.
No, Flynn Rider.
Well, yeah, you're right. You know what? When you're right, you're right. But there were tears on both of those.
Yes.
And here's a look at the dance party that was going on.
And I thought this looked like a lot of fun. There was a lot of guests involved in it. And we didn't see any characters at this time, but I saw pictures later of characters.
Intermittent, yeah. I know Minnie was in there, and it would have been nice to see the characters kind of dancing along to the party. But, you know, we were trying to see as many different places or characters and things as we could. So we're heading over to the former universe of Energy.
So Gamora and Star-Lord were here. We did not meet them. I guess the line was an hour to an hour and a half at least for them.
Right, and you could meet Star-Lord with Baby Groot with almost no wait nowadays. So not a big deal, and we've met Gamora before, especially at Disneyland. This was pretty cool, though. Here is Mickey and Goofy in their racing attire. Actually, Goofy has a shirt that says Pit Crew, and it looks like Mickey there is the race driver. And right outside of Test Track, so perfect theming.
And this was only maybe a 5 to 10 minute wait, so it was something where we could just almost walk up to them. And that was a cute I thought that was a cute meet and greet.
It was very nice. I think we kind of lucked out by getting it at the very beginning, because I remember after we had met them, the line did grow once people saw who was there.
And they do have quite a few. They have a good amount of characters out. The lines, again, are a little longer than, but again, Magic Kingdom, right? I mean, right. Magic Kingdom. So
I think we did well overall.
And we're going to head over, while we're looking at Mickey and Goofy here, we're going to be heading over to the fireworks. I was surprised that DVC had a special fireworks show, really. And I don't want to say it was
a major fireworks show. I mean, this was very much the same as the 35th anniversary tag, which is similar to the tag they have at Illuminations Reflections of Earth during the holidays, where they just blast off a billion fireworks at once at the end. So, I mean, it was not a cheap fireworks show by any means. It was really spectacular.
And again, that surprised me. It must have been, 10 minutes long or something?
Yeah,
I mean, it was a lot of pyro, and so I thought they did a really nice job with that.
And one thing about it that was very different is it wasn't crowded. You were able to go up about 10 minutes before the show and get a perfect front row spot. And they only had half of World Showcase open, so you couldn't go on the other side. You couldn't go to Germany, places that I would normally watch a fireworks spectacular. And also, it was a very, very hot night, very, very warm and humid all night. So they had ice cold water as you were approaching the areas for the fireworks, so that was very helpful as well. But I'd have to say it surpassed my expectations. And there you go. There's your, I call it the blackout of fireworks there at the end. Very impressive. You can feel it right in your chest.
And that was a highlight of the night, I think. And also, we decided we still had time to do one more thing, and we weren't really sure what to do, but we headed over to Edna Mode and Elastigirl.
That's right. They're in the Imagination Pavilion in the back, in the little building that you used to be able to meet Figment, the giant Figment, years ago. And also the little building was a Kodak shop in the 80s. So it was kind of nice to be in there again. And here we are meeting Edna Mode and Mrs. Incredible. I should also say it was air-conditioned in there. And boy, even though it was very late at night, about midnight, it was very, very hot and humid. So that was appreciated very much.
And Edna Mode does not meet here at Walt Disney World normally. She is in the Incredible Tomorrowland Expo, right, but not for a meet and greet. And then you have Elastigirl here as well. If you go to Disneyland, Disney California Adventure, you can meet Edna Mode there.
Easily,
yes,
with minimal wait.
With like a 5-minute wait, a lot of the time we could meet her. But here we waited about a half hour. It wasn't too bad compared to some of the other meet and greets of the night.
I should mention, when we got in line, the cast member said this was the shortest it had been all night. It was about an hour and a half or longer all night. So we picked a perfect time to go and meet them. And
you can really see that air conditioning on the window as you are looking back. This was the end of the night. We just want to also to say thank you to our friends who invited us.
Yes, thank you so much. We had an awesome time, and I don't know if they want their names mentioned on the show, but they know who they are, and we really had a fun time. And there is some more special lighting. You know, anytime you can be at Epcot at 12:30 at night with nobody around, to me, it's very special, and that was part of the fun as well.
I would like to be able to stay at Epcot. Like, you know how they had the 24-hour days? Like, to me, Epcot would be the best place to go for that, especially for photos at night, to be able to stay there all night long would be
so peaceful. Fun. That would be wonderful. So now we're going to head over to Disney Springs. We're going to talk about Magical Dining Month.
Visit Orlando's Magical Dining Month starts on August 24th, and this is something we look forward to every year.
Oh, yeah.
It ends on September 30th. There's a number of Disney Springs locations that are included with the 100-plus restaurants in the area. Wine Bar George is one of them, and I was able to preview it. Magical Dining Months offers a set menu for $35 with 3 courses. It doesn't include gratuity and tax, and guests can order more, like this charcuterie board is not included.
Which I've had, by the way, when we did that other preview.
Yes, and you really love your cheeses.
It was so good. I did love that.
It's really like a European style board. They have several of them. And we also did wine pairings. Those are not included, but they're very reasonably priced, from $12.50 to $42. I have the Magical Dining Month menu.
There is George himself.
Yes, George is at the restaurant a lot, actually. And if you haven't been to Wine Bar George, it's located in the landing area of Disney Springs, and it is one of my favorite new restaurants. And here we had the hummus, and that is one of the 2 first courses that you can order from. And the way the menu is set up, if you have 2 guests, you could really order everything off of this set menu.
Right, so you could have the salad that's here or the hummus that we just saw. That is your first course.
And they're both really good. You can choose one or the other, and 2 guests each one can order one of those.
I've had that hummus before, by the way, and it is wonderful.
I really like how they present it. Everything is very fresh here. So that of the second course, there's 4 different items, and you can choose 2. Again, 2 people can have all 4 items. This is the crispy mac and cheese bites that we just saw. And then this is actually my favorite item here, is the house-made meatballs with the triple cheese polenta and tomato sauce. You can easily forget there's polenta under there, but that is really good. I have never had this before. I think it's called burrata. It's, a very soft, creamy cheese, sort of like a mozzarella on toast. And then the chicken skewers are my second favorite. They are very spicy.
Oh, that looks so good.
Really spicy. So if you're ordering them, just know that. And again, you can order 2 items as your second course. And I would order the chicken skewers and the meatballs. And there is our second wine as well.
And I've had a number of the wines there, and I thought they were all very good.
Well, they have 140 different
yeah, I didn't
wines
say I had them all. Definitely not had them all.
Here's showing the items on the table. We sort of did it family style with the group that we were with. The food at Wine Bar George, they specialize in small plates, but I just want to mention the skirt steak especially is excellent.
Oh boy.
I can attest. That's actually my favorite item here. Now they had a key lime pie, which is very soft. This was the favorite item of the 2 desserts at the table. There was also an olive oil cake that we'll be talking about, but if you want something decadent, this is what you should order. The olive oil cake is a drier item. I kind of like it better than the key lime pie, but it's really just what your taste is.
I see you had my favorite seat there. I love that spot.
I do. Well, for photos, it's fantastic too. So yeah, it was just, Wine Bar George was a very big surprise that when we went there, because I thought it was just going to be mostly a wine bar, but the food is excellent.
Look at that. What a great view for people watching. I think that's the exact table that we sat in. And I know you ordered this when I came to meet you. I had a bonus snack.
I bought this. It's a frosé cookie. They sell them right now at Wine Bar George. I think it was about $4. And I had gone downstairs, even though I even had dessert already, but I really wanted to try that cookie, and it's sweet on top. It is for anybody, even kids can eat it, they said, but it's really yummy. So definitely check that out. And if you can go for Magical Dining Month, just ask for the Magical Dining menu. And there's other restaurants also at Disney Springs that participate, including Morimoto Asia, Terralina, Maria and Enzo's. So not just Wine Bar George, you could have almost a whole week of restaurants at Disney Springs.
For $35 a person.
Plus tax and tip, yes, for that 3-course menu and STK as well. But Wine Bar George is really one of my favorite restaurants now at Disney Springs. The food is terrific, and you might get to see George. He is a master sommelier and one of only about 275 in the world. So it's really kind of a big deal that he's at Disney Springs.
Well, I know we talked about having a nice lunch there, so hopefully we can make that happen soon.
I would really like that.
So now we're off to Disneyland Paris, where our good friend Curious Axel attended Photopass Day 2018, and he waited 5 hours to meet one special character. Actually 2 characters, but one of them is very, very rare. Anyway, be sure to subscribe to Curious Axel at the Curious Axel YouTube channel. And here he is to fill us in on how the day went.
Hi everybody, welcome to Disneyland Paris. and welcome to Photopass Day 2018. Now, not a lot to see. Long lines to see Gaston, Belle, to see Mary Poppins and Bert, to see Stitch. Basically characters you see a lot, except for this one. Good morning. Hi Hortensia. Hi Oswald. So happy to see you guys together. Oh, lovely. Look at that, couple of the year if you ask me. Could be, yeah, Oswald, of course. So happy to see you here in Disneyland Paris. Yeah, we have to travel far to see you, and now it's the first time so close. Awesome. Oswald, do you mind to give a kiss? You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Even if you're not into characters, Photopass Day could be a thing for you. It's summer, beautiful weather on a weekend, and the highest wait we saw was Big Thunder Mountain at 60 minutes. You have Space Mountain at 40, you have Buzz Lightyear Laser Blast at 30, which basically everybody stands in line for a character and the rides are empty, which is go if you're here for the rides. If you're here for the characters just like me, I have to stand in line. This is, oh boy, Stitch, a character which is out basically every second day. Man, this line is crazy. This, I mean, it's Stitch. Stitch is out like during the week. Stitch line closed, and you know how I adore this castle. I like taking pictures in front of the castle, especially when Photopasses are out during the week, but then on a Photopass day, this is the line. I mean, that's just plain crazy. Oh, well, there you go. There's Rafiki. Oh, and even the Goof Man. I wasn't waiting for Rafiki or Goofy. Guess I have to wait some more. Oh, there's a famous guy. Hi, Timon. So nice to see you. Looking good today. Had some bugs as a lunch. Oh, nothing better than a good bug, I say. The photo ops like in front of the castle, like with some props on Place de Remy, but that was it. So a bit of disappointed of this day. I don't know, we did have to see Oswald and Hortensia, which was awesome, but overall the characters, I would give it a thumbs down. I don't know if I'm gonna come next year, probably will, but still, it wasn't good, but who knows? You never know what you get to see, and we did get to see Oswald and Hortensia. The rest was like quite a bit too basic. Well, yeah, you can't always win. See you next time, guys.
All I know is look at the smile on that guy's face. Unlike when he met Darth Vader, no problem with listening to his directions. I saw the kiss, all that stuff going on. Nobody said no.
Well, I think it looked like fun with Oswald and Hortensia. It is, I guess he waited for hours. And I thought it was funny how he mentioned the Stitch line. It's like Stitch is there like every day. So to have this big line is very interesting to me.
It's very funny. Very, very funny. I'm glad it was him, not me, having to walk around and waiting those long lines in the heat.
And there. he was just there yesterday. Was it yesterday that the event was? So he really got that to us quick. We really appreciate it. Definitely check out Axel's YouTube channel. And so, like, we did not go to Photopass Day here because really we've seen all the characters. Like, Pinocchio and Geppetto, who are very common in Disneyland Paris, but here, you know, they're special now.
Right, there were no Hortensia special deal.
Right, there was nobody, and Disneyland Paris specializes so much in rare characters, so I'm surprised that they didn't have anybody else out. But Hortensia was a big deal.
Well, I saw our other friend, Mr. Pixie Dust Man, was saying that
Matthews.
he spent 4 hours waiting for them. So that was his record. I was with him during his previous record, and that was at Animal Kingdom meeting Jiminy Cricket.
That's it. Those are long waits. And Jiminy Cricket used to be here every day,
2.5
too.
hours.
Yes.
So anyway, thank you again to Curious Axel. We always appreciate that. A good laugh out of that segment.
Yeah, we did laugh a lot through it. So thank you again to MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel for sponsoring us. Go to their website, check them out, sign up for their newsletter, and keep up to date on the best deals for your Disney vacation. They also do Universal and really anywhere in the world.
Worldwide travel, especially Disney. So as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, next week's show will be our annual Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party 2018 version, full review and tips and everything.
And we usually do it after 2 parties, but the first 2 parties are usually not one whole week away from each other, but by next weekend there's only going to be 2 parties under our belts. I mean, it's a really long time, 1 week between the first and second party.
Well, last year we actually did 3 parties under our belts before we did the show because we had that bonus party that we won tickets to. So anyway, I look forward to that every year. One of my probably my favorite party. I just love the Mickey's Not So Scary. So it's always a pleasure doing the Halloween party show.
And I'm looking forward to sharing it once we really, I mean, we haven't seen the dwarves and they're in a new location. There's really quite a bit for us still to experience.
Trick-or-treating.
Right, we didn't even trick-or-treat. We didn't even trick-or-treat this time, so it'll be fun to really kind of show a full overview of the party.
But we weren't slouches either. We already have 9 videos up. We did the parade, we did the fireworks, we did Hocus Pocus, so many things, both of the new rides, lots and lots of stuff. So this year the party is extra bonus special.
Yeah. Extra bonus special. Anyway, thank you very much for following along, and if you're still listening to us ramble on. But thanks again to MEI Travel, and have a great week.
Have a great week.